Ladies and gentlemen, the next match will be one fall with a 30-minute time limit and is a special challenge match for the North American Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first your challenger. He weighs in tonight at 282 pounds and he hails from Atlanta, Georgia. He is Bull Buchanan. His opponent tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is your North American Heavyweight Champion. He, too, comes to us tonight from Atlanta, Georgia. He is Dru Dlite.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was the main event at Resurgence. It would be the main event in any arena in the nation. But I tell you what, I believe Dru Dlite has something he wants to prove to himself and to the fans here. He wants to show everybody that he can stand up and defeat Bull Buchanan without his manager, Perry James, in his corner. That's what we're going to have to see right here. It's going to be an exciting matchup.
I tell you what, I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall when Dru Dlite told Perry James no more. He didn't want him at ringside.
Well, you know, I think he might be making a mistake there in that Perry James has certainly been the utmost of assistance to him in his career at this point in time. But at some point in time, you have to decide if you're a man or if you're somebody else's man. And if you're going to be your own man, you got to prove to yourself and to everyone else that you can do what you got to do. We'll just have to see if he can do that here today.
I tell you what, it tells me a lot about Dru Dlite to challenge a man the size, the strength, the experience of Bull Buchanan, to challenge him. He wants to prove a point, man on man, let the better man win. That tells me a lot about his character. He's got something to prove here. He said his phone had been ringing off the hook, people telling him that he was better than this, people telling him that he couldn't have beat Bull Buchanan. I think he's simply sick of it. He wants to get the monkey off his back right here tonight. And wherever the chips fall, he's going to be a better man for it, I think.
Well, I feel you're probably right, but the fact of the matter is, you know, he has come out on top with Bull Buchanan each time. He certainly has confidence from that level. And in his mind, he doesn't feel like that Perry James has been that much assistance in the ring. He feels like he's been doing that job in the ring, and he wants to prove it to everybody, including himself.
Big Bull Buchanan off the ropes and a big boot catches Dru Dlite right under the chin. Dru Dlite in trouble already, but I tell you what, this kid, Dru Dlite, North American Heavyweight Champion, one thing that the matches, he takes a licking and he keeps on taking. This kid has got heart, he's got desire, and I think without Perry James out there to lead him down the path, he's going to be a different Dru Dlite.
Well, I think you very well might be right, but I want to wait and see if it actually comes to the point where Perry James is no longer in his corner at ringside, because Perry James has him under contract, and he is certainly part of Perry James's meal ticket, and Perry James is not going to take that lightly. But quite frankly, you know, if he can do what he wants to do here, if he can break away at least at ringside, I think he'll be a much better competitor, because quite frankly, that'll prove to himself, it'll show himself, it'll give him more confidence, and he'll be as tougher to beat than he already is, and he's already the champion. He's very hard to beat. Obviously, he's taken on all comers. He hasn't dodged anybody.
I tell you what, Bull Buchanan preparing for a big tour of Japan. What a coup it would be for him to take that North American Heavyweight title belt over there and defend it all over the continent.
Well, that's exactly right, and it would be a feather in his cap, certainly, and he came here to North American Championship Wrestling to win titles and to make money, because that's basically, the people with the titles are the ones that get paid the most. They're the ones that the fans come out to see. They're the ones that make the most money. That title gives them that right, and Bull Buchanan, like everybody else, wants to be the champion, and he certainly has tools and credentials.
I tell you, Bull Buchanan, is scrambling Dru's head over there with those forearms, and he is working on it. Obviously, Bull Buchanan watching the match last week, watching Ricky Morton work on that left arm of Dru Dlite, and he has gone right back to the well. Dru Dlite, though, using his quickness there, right for him now. And now that left shoulder of Bull Buchanan is going to take a little punch. And drives him down hard on the mat, and Bull's going to go to the outside.
Well, that's exactly right, and as we have stated many times, Dru Dlite is a very accomplished wrestler. He is a very cerebral wrestler, but right now Bull Buchanan has him up in the... Oh, no, he reversed it again. Once again, Dru Dlite has come through. This young man is a very intelligent wrestler. He is intelligent beyond his years in the wrestling ring.
Absolutely. He is always, as we have said, he's one step ahead. Ricky Morton had him on the run last week, but he kept coming back. And obviously now he's working on Bull Buchanan's arm. He knows he's not going to stand there and trade blows with Bull Buchanan. He's going to have to get the big man off his feet. He's going to have to get something hurt that he can take Bull's mind off of what he's doing.
Well, that's exactly right. And what he's using at this point in time is that left shoulder that, as we know, is less than 100%. But you know, there's one thing that I really hadn't thought about before this match started taking place. While Perry James is a big distraction for the opponent, he is somewhat of an distraction to his own man inside the ring also. And, you know, he could very well be that Dru Dlite is right on target with this move of keeping his manager back in the dressing room.
I tell you what, I hope we have time for what we have lined up here for you fans today. It's going to be outstanding. We also have a TV title match coming up, Randall. We're going to see Tim Horner face KC Thunder right here tonight, time permitting. And we got that big main event match, non-title bout, but Black Angel Dion Johnson gets to crawl back in there with the main attraction tonight.
Well, you know that's going to be an explosion because the main attraction has their title belts and they want them back. They cannot get a rematch for the titles for 90 days, but there's one thing they can do. They can go in and start softening them up for when that 90 days is up.
I tell you what, Bull is driving down to the mat. Dru Dlite driving those elbows down into Bull's shoulder. Easy for me to say, Randall. I tell you, action is hot and heavy, and sometimes I get myself tongue-tied here trying to call it.
That's all right. I tell you what, Dru Dlite's working on his short arm scissors here, and Bull Buchanan is doing everything he can to negate that. As you see, as his hands locked together, trying to take some of that pressure off. And he's got him up. This could be it. No, he gets out.
How did he come out of that, Randall?
That was just sheer strength, I guess. I tell you what, that short arm scissors, I hadn't seen that in a while.
No, that's classic professional wrestling right there. I tell you what, the caliber matches that the promoters are putting together and putting on Warzone television every week is quite frankly nothing like I've ever seen before.
Well, actually, it is amazing. There's some very, very good matches, very evenly, even though they may not be evenly matched up in size, overall they're evenly matched up when you take into consideration skill, speed, size, experience, and it's some of the most exciting matches I've ever seen.
I tell you what, Dru Dlite holding his own. He's gone to work on that left shoulder. Crowd here in Gaffney, South Carolina starting to get behind Bull up there. Oh, and Bull's going to reverse the situation. Oh, and follow him in. And he is beating the tar out of him in the corner. His head's bobbing around like a rag doll.
That's one of them warp your head off holes there. He's about to knock his head clean off. Oh, this should be it. That is the signature move of Bull Buchanan.
Oh no, he's going to get his leg across the ropes. That was it right there. Scissor kick. Dru Dlite knowing exactly where he was in the ring right there. Instinct got him out of that, Randall Brown.
That's exactly right. And I tell you what, you don't expect that out of a man of the age of Dru Dlite, but he is the champion, and that's one of the reasons.
What is going on here?
The main attraction.
Oh, Bull Buchanan has dropped Chris Steele has dropped down on his legs and taken him to the ground. What in the world is going on?
Is this some kind of ploy set up by Perry James? I believe that it could very well be they did that just to lure Bull Buchanan out here, but I don't think that has
What in the world is going on? We need to get some. Look at Perry James.
Well, they Pearl Harbored Bull Buchanan once again. It looks like they're going to try to re-injure that shoulder. This is the same thing they did several weeks ago.
What is Perry James? Perry James is telling Dru Dlite, this is a trick. Dru Dlite, be a trick Bull Buchanan into the ring to try to hurt him, Randall Brown.
Now, I think they did too, but I tell you, it doesn't look to me like Dru Dlite's going for it.
Perry James, he is. Oh, he's going on. What's going on here? Dru Dlite. Oh, and he is. Chris Steele over the top rope. Oh, and a super kick. Bowers is down. Bull Buchanan is up in the corner. Perry James is pitching a fit.
He is bad, man. I swear I would never have thought he would have hit Chris Steele or Scott Powers that way, but he did.
I tell you what, I thought Dru Dlite was pulling some sort of a trick here. Perry James ordering him to hit Bull Buchanan. He took them both out. He's telling Perry James he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
Well, I tell you what, Bull Buchanan is as surprised as anybody in this arena. I don't know whether they're going to square off and continue fighting or whether they're going to take on Powers Rivers and Chris Steele. At this point in time, who knows what's going to happen?
This match is over. Rusty Young, I think, has disqualified Dru Dlite. We got to go. We'll be right back with more action right after this, ladies and gentlemen.